The academy and research in Kingshot can be really struggling, especially when there is three trees to actually work on and you don't know exactly which one you should be focusing on in the start of the game. Today I'm going to share with you a complete beginner guide to the academy and how to be prioritizing which research, as well as share some mistakes I've done so you can be avoiding these mistakes and learn from it. So let's just dive into it. So we're starting with the academy. There is three trees into the academy. The first one going to be the growth, and the second gonna be the economy, and the last one going to be the battle. Each one of them is working and aiming completely on a specific subject. The growth is anything related to the town, like the research, the constructions, training troops, healing, etc. For the economy, it's aiming completely on the production and the gathering of the resources. And for the last one, going to be the battle, which is aiming completely for PvP, anything related to going to arena, sending troops outside, anything related to troops, it is on these parts. So we're starting with the first one, going to be the growth. As we said, it's aiming completely on the in-town buildings or constructions. So how should we be prioritizing this one? If we start from, let's first have an overview over the stats I'm having. Here we can see exactly any kind of stats we're getting from the academy. The growth, and here it says research speed, construction speed, healing, training, infirmary, or the hospital, we can say, training capacity, and as well the marsh queues. From the growth, we're able to get 3 marsh queues that's really going to be benefiting in an extremely long time. So we're starting with the first thing, what we should be focusing on when it comes to growth. It's actually two things that is a must to be working on. Going to be the first one, gonna be the tool enhancements. And the reason for that is because it's going to be helping with the research speed. We can choose that some of the speeds will be taking ages to actually get done. We can say kinda, and not even halfway in the growth. And as you can see, this one is from the battle either, and it takes 2 days. I think it have been even more than 2 days to be doing the research. So if we actually use the research speed, which is the tool enhancement, it will help us to be cutting time in this one. So imagine if we don't have this kind of things, then it will take ages to actually get these researches done. And for the second one, going to be the tool up. This one is aiming for the construction speed as it will be cutting the time required to be upgrading buildings, which is really, really good. Look into that in the long term. Some buildings like the town center will be taking weeks to actually get done. And that's if we don't have these extra speed ups. Like if we go there, as for now, I'm in the process of upgrading to the 24 level 24. And that one, it's going to take 11 days and a half. And this is after actually all the amount of cuts from the research. And it will be even more if we add as well the double time to be making it even faster by cutting 20%. So it's really important to know exactly how you should be working on this one. So from the growth, this is the two things that you should be highly work on. For me, the mistake I did and the growth is I've been working on literally everything, which is partly wrong. Like if we check the training speed, well, yeah, training speed is still good. Looking to that it will help us with the training speed, to get more troops. But in the long term, it's not really going to be that much of an effect. But personally, I just felt it's something good to go for. So I just did. But some others can say that it's not really that necessarily, but, everyone having its own opinion. And I went as well for healing speed, which for now I'm feeling it was a waste. In the beginning of the game, it felt it's a waste because we barely getting like, having an actual action. And it all as well depends on which alliance you're entering. If you're in the top alliance, like first one in my situation, then you don't need to really worry about the part with the healing. But if you're playing in let's say, a random alliance, and it's the first stage, then it will be really matter. But yeah, in this occasion, it's not really that necessarily. But yeah, the two things that's important from the growth, or we can say three things from just my opinion, I respect and I understand that others can have a different opinion. Going to be the tool for the enhancements, and going to be training tool, and the last one gonna be the tooling. Oh, this is the three things that I know it's really good. And of course, not to forget the most important part, which is the extra cues, which is the command tactics. This one will be increasing the marshes with a total of 3 marshes. We have in the first one gonna be from here. There is a second one down here. And there is a third one I have not unlocked yet, apparently. Or wait, I know I have it. Apparently it's hidden. It's hidden somewhere. Well, we're having 2 over here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the third is here. Yeah, so we're having a total of 3 marshes we're getting from the growth. And this is the most important one, to be getting it as quick as possible. I've heard that you can get them all when you're having your town center level 18. So it's really good to actually work as quick as possible to be unlocking these 3 queues, because it will help extremely a lot. Moving on to the next tree, going to be the economy. The economy, it's aiming on the production, the output, and the gathering of the resources. If you check the overall stats, you'll see that it is the output and the gathering speed. So from here, it's 2 things to be taken into consideration. From the beginning of the server, personally, I felt it's just like, since not all levels for the gathering is unlocked. So I've been working on upgrading the output from my resources in the town, but later on, it's not really going to be worth it. The most important part is to be working on the gathering. So if we check here, the 2 things that I would highly recommend to actually work on going to be the things that is affecting overall. Like you say, here is the gathering for the stone, to be increasing it, and it's with 53%, as well as there is the gathering for the wood, which is increasing with 27, but yeah, there is still more possible gathering speeds we're able to get. The wood gathering 27, and we have the output, the iron mining speed as well. But yeah, from here, it's mainly to be focusing on the gathering, because later on, when having the gathering level 8, like, it will be taking a lot to actually get it. Like, let's say, trying to find level 8 here. Oh, let's get it with hunting the ground. So if we have a look over this one in here, yeah, it will be 14 million of the wood. So getting the gathering speeds, it's really gonna help us with increasing and making it faster to gather this one, because the output from the town, you see that it's 77,000 per minute. So if we try to do counting, it's still not gonna be really the same thing. Like, well, actually now I'm curious to know exactly how much it will be. So we say it's 77 per minute and the hour is 60. So 77 multiply with 80. Now 60. So we're having 4 million an hour. And if we multiply it like in this occasion, we're having over here 13 hours. So if per hour we're having 4 million, then let's do like that. Well, we can say it's 14 hours. So I don't know. It feels confusing because it's 64 million we're gathering per this period. But still, gathering is really good to be working on increasing the speed for because it's not just benefiting for collecting the points or the resources, but it's also counting toward all amount of events that is including gathering. The output not gonna be helping with this part. As an example, we have the Tale of Governors. If we check the gathering over here, I don't really remember in which level it was. Yeah, over here. Gather 10 stone in the wilderness. So output is not counting this part. So helping by gathering gonna help us a lot for this part. So this is a point to be taken into consideration. So back into the academy. The next one going to be the battle. And here comes the fun part because the battle is the one that is covering anything related to battle in general. And when it comes to the things that we should be focusing on, then we're going to be dividing these three into 3 parts. There is the infantry, the tanks, and there is the fighters, and there's the archer. It's just hard to be saying. We're having infantry, and we're having the archer, and the last one going to be the cavalry. So which one should be focusing on for which stat? The archer is the main damage dealing and anything into the game. And this one is 100% focusing on just dealing damage. For the cavalry is the tanks. So this one here is just getting punched. And for the infantry is the one that is combined between tank and damage dealing. So we will be dividing it into 2 parts. Which one we should be focusing on dealing more damage? Going to be in this occasion the archer and the infantry. I just want to actually double check this part. I'm confusing between these two. Yeah, we're having the infantry is a tank. Okay, so we're gonna be actually exit. Oh, so it will be the cavalry is the one that will be considered for deal and damage dealing. So we will be focusing on the first part, going to be the archer, to be increasing the attack for this one. And there is a lot of things that we can be getting back from having the lethality for the overall troops, and this will be good for all of them. And then we're having the stats that is specifically for each troop type. So for this part, we're having over here the weapon preparation, and that one is increasing the attack for all squads. So it's not just for specific type of the troops, but it's covering all of them. And then we're having for the archer going to be the brushes targeting, and this one's going to be increasing the archer attack. And if we check even further up, we're having the regeneration. This one gonna be coming soon, but we're having another one gonna be the weapon preparation and targeted sniping. This one gonna be increasing the lethality for the archer, and it's really, really good to go for this one. So we're having 2 things, the archer lethality and the archer attack. There is as well some other stats that I can't really remember where it's hiding. Well, yeah, it's both of them. There's one that should be here, where it will be actually working on increasing the attack for all type of troops, which is the one that I can't really find. Yeah, it is actually the weapon preparation. It's only this one. I'm just mixing up things, so I'm sorry for that part. So, moving on to the next one, going to be the cavalry. And this one over here, we're going to be focusing on the attack and the lethality as well. Since this one's going to be increasing and helping us with the archer to be getting more damage for in the arena and the marsh and the events like Pier Hunt. So it's really good to be adding more attack to this one too. And it's still the same stats. We're going to be focusing on the weapon preparation to be increasing the stat to squad's attack. And we're having the cavalry charge. Going to be increasing the cavalry attack. And there is the assault technique. This one is the one that I have been searching for, which is the one that's going to be increasing the lethality for the squad. So it's not just for one type, but it's for all squads. So this is the one that is really, really important to be working on. And then for the cavalry, we're still working on it, going to be going down over here. We're having the cavalry charge, increasing the attack for it. And we're having as well the enhanced cavalry lethality, gonna be the lance upgrade. This one gonna be increasing the cavalry level lethality, which means more damage dealing from them. For the last one, going to be the infantry, and this one here gonna be focusing on defense type. This time we're gonna be ignoring completely all the attack type for the infantry because we want to be actually increasing their defense since this is tank, the main tank class into the game. So we're going to be going for increasing the HP for it. So we're having in here the survival technique, and this one gonna be increasing the squad health. Or we can put this one aside, which I'm not gonna be recommended in a high percentage, and we can be focusing on the defensive formation, and this one gonna be completely aiming for the infantry defense, and we're having the other one going to be the enhance the shield upgrade. This one gonna be increasing the HP for the infantry. So we're having for the infantry 2 stats to be working and focusing on the shield up to be increasing their HP, and the other one going to be the defense formation to be increasing their defense. So the mistake I've done in this 3, which I hope you all gonna be avoiding, going to be actually that I've been working on any kind of stats from the beginning to try to be maxing it out. Like you can see over here, I've increased the attack for the infantry, which I shouldn't. And then we're having, it's pretty much I have increased the attack for the infantry, which I should not done, but it's okay. I'm still, learn from my mistakes, so it's time to be going further. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't still keep going with completing them. But yeah, it is actually okay. It just, it still works fine. But yeah, from further now, it's just to focus completely on the infantry to increase their defense and their HP. And for the archer and cavalry is to be increasing their attack and lethality. Yeah, and here you can see and keep tracking of how percentage you're having and which one you should be working on more. So pretty much this is everything related to the academy, the mistakes that I've done and avoiding my personal tips for this part in the early stage and in the long-term output. So I hope it will be helping you out to know exactly and be able to progress into the game in a better and effective way. See you all with another video to Kingshot. Till now, take care, and if I missed anything or if any of you have an opinion, make sure to drop it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to hear your opinions. For now, take care and see you all in another video.